T-minus 9 minutes. T-minus 8 minutes. T-minus 7 minutes. T-minus 6 minutes. T-minus 5 minutes. T minus 4 minutes. T minus 3 minutes. T minus 2 minutes. T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. T minus 10 minutes.
Let's roll. Yep. All right. Daddy love you.
T minus 20 seconds.
Let's get it on. Let's go. Everything's ready. Yes, it is.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And hello. How is everybody doing tonight? It is Thursday night, and you know on Thursday, what we do is we invite someone up who's in the comment section, and we want them so that's what we do. On Thursday night, we invite people up. On Thursday night, we invite people up to sit down with myself, Shayne, Stacey, my aunt, Miss Yvette, and someone who is from the comment section. Most likely, you see. Tonight will be Uncle Rostas. Uncle Rostas will be coming up tonight, and it's going to be a good one because Uncle Rasta has called in before. And we had an awesome meeting, an awesome discussion. So I'm glad to see that. So we're going to have an awesome night. Now, tonight, I did have a poll. But before I go any further, I want to thank Shayne. Shayne, thank you for your kindness and generosity and donation to the page through Super Chat.
I love you.
Thank you, Shayne, for that gift subscription. Shayne, thank you for that gift subscription. J9000 got it. Uh-oh. Tonight, this is the poll. And of course, vote what your heart says. Republicans should settle our differences during the primary and come together for the general election. So in other words, we should battle it out during the primaries. Like with Thomas Massie and the guy he ran against, John Cornyn. Cassidy. That's when Republicans battle. If MAGA loses during the primary, then we should support the winner in the general election. Now, I got 9 votes so far. Hopefully, I will get more votes. So, what do you think? Absolutely. As long, if no cheating. For you, this is your question to you, and how do you feel? Absolutely, you may say. As long as it was no cheating, Jamal. No more voting for Romney. I'm not voting for Romney. Nope. And of course, anything is better than a Democrat. My personal feeling, is yes, we should come together in the general election. Unless it's someone that is just totally evil, someone who totally goes against everything, yeah. But as long as it's no cheating, if you find out he cheated, that's a hard one right there. I should have put anything is better than a Democrat. So, that's tonight's poll. Please come over and vote your feelings. If you feel anything is better than a Democrat, vote. If you feel no more Romneys, Jamal, I cannot hold my nose again, vote. If you say, hey, Jamal, I hold my nose, but I bet I found out he cheated. Or you can say, you know what? A piece of Republican is better than a Democrat. So there you go. And like I said tonight, I asked Uncle Rostas to send me a picture of him, and I didn't get it. So I said, you know what? There you go. Uncle Rostas will be coming from the sea. He will be coming from the sea the night that is hailing from the sea with the little angel thing on his head right there's a little light, you know. So that's Uncle Rostas. Don't y'all laugh. Don't y'all laugh at my pick at Uncle Rostas being a night. And you guys know that's Uncle Rostas. That's my auntie Miss Yvette. That's Shayne from the land of Crimson Titus, Alabamius. And of course, Stacey from the land of Nine Ball, Hollow Pool, and his weapon is the Deadly Poo Stick. But yeah, y'all know I like doing this. And me, of course, yeah. But I'm the only one that got the camera on. So this is what it'll look like when people call in. Y'all will see everything that's going on. All right. But let me lay the groundwork for tonight's show so you'll know the things we're talking about. We will be talking about Trump's wins, and the party is being made to a new Republican Party. CNN have to admit the George Bush Republicans are gone. No more George Bush Republicans. They have to go. The same way the Democrat Party is shaping themselves around Bernie Sanders, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Elizabeth Warren, well, the Republican Party see we have to fight back. The Republican Party knows we have to fight back because what's been going on isn't working. Then we got to talk about the attacks on the ICE facilities. We got to talk about that. We got to talk about the peace deal that just broke out. And that's something new I added. The peace deal. And why Massie and Cornyn lost and how they acted. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight, y'all. We're going to be talking about these things. Please sit back, have a wonderful time, and I'm going to lay the groundwork for a bunch of things right now as we speak. Because I know what it is for someone to play a video and you're trying to listen and you can't. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start playing the videos that we're going to be talking about. Okay? So, without further ado, let's get started. We're going to first start with my favorite one. ICE the attacks on ICE facilities. And this going to have some bad language in it, y'all. This is going to have some bad language. But you going to enjoy what you about to see.
It's crazy.
Oh, so pretty. So pretty, so pretty.
It's crazy.
Get off his neck! Get off his neck! Get off his head!
Get off his fucking head! Shut the fuck up!
Get off his head!
You stupid fuck! You shut the fuck up! Man, touch! Man, touch! Accept the force! 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 Accept the
Now, I'm not going to lie. Seeing him hop like a gazelle and go down, I saw that about 4 times. Can I just watch it one more time?
It's crazy!
Oh, yes.
It's crazy! It's crazy! It's crazy! It's crazy!
Don't that make some of y'all feel kind of warm and snuggly inside? Don't it have you feeling nice and warm and snuggly inside? Did you see the way he goes? Make you kind of feel warm and snuggly inside. It do. Make you feel warm and snuggly. Then, of course, Democrats who think everybody Latino is an illegal immigrant. We got to talk about everybody Latino is an illegal immigrant. Why? Because the Democrat Party sees 2 Latinos walking out the door, and the first thing they start doing is cheering. You release illegal immigrants. But of course, that's Democrats being racist.
Open it!
They work here! They work here! I'm a chunk of it. They work here! That's all chunk of it. That's racist. They just assume. Here! They work 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 here! I'm a chunk of it. They work here.
You see, that's another thing we got to talk about. And of course, we got to talk about, we got to talk. Oh, okay. I like this. DJ Flavor says he liked the Aquaman theme. Now, this is Uncle Rostas, okay? This right here, the guy right here is supposed to be Uncle Rostas. So that's why you don't see no face, because he didn't send me a picture. Being he didn't send me a picture, I didn't, so I had to come up with him something cool, something that looks nice. So that's one of the things we got to talk about. because everybody is supposed it's 22:55. It's 22:55. Y'all start going on and call in so that way I can have y'all in the queue so we can start talking. One more video, just one more video about this is Trump's party. This is Trump's Republican Party. And there is nothing they can do about it. The Bush years are gone.
That's racist. They just assume. Yeah.
The Bush years, people don't want that.
We have seen this over and over and over again. When a Republican goes up against Donald Trump, or Donald Trump really goes up against them, it doesn't end too well for that Republican senator. We saw it just a few weeks ago with Bill Cassidy getting, just 25% of the vote, which was the lowest vote share total for any senator, incumbent senator. And now when looking at the margin, again, breaking history, the 28-point loss for John Cornyn, the worst for a Republican senator since at least World War II, Kate Baldwin. That is how historic it was.
That is, that fits into historic. So Cornyn is kind of if you were to say, like a Bush-era Texas Republican. How much has the party shifted from the Bush era, if you will, since Trump has come into the...
Yeah, I mean, look, John Cornyn was first elected back in 2002, and I will just tell you that the George W. Bush era of the Republican Party is, simply put, it is dead. It is dead, and this was the capstone to it. And Donald Trump's Republican Party is very much alive. He is the leader of the Republican Party. I just want you to look here. I mean, this just tells you everything that you need to know, which is the net favorable rating with the GOP. You have Donald Trump, you have George W. Bush. Before Donald Trump declared back in May of 2015, look at this. George W. Bush's net favorable rating was plus 58 points. Donald Trump was 45 points underwater with Republicans. Look at this. This is over 100-point shift, I do believe. Donald Trump is now at plus 61. That's an over 100-point shift in the positive direction for Trump. And look at what happened to George W. Bush. He dropped by 40 points from plus 58 to plus 17. So George W. Bush has fallen through the floor since Donald Trump, of course, first really appeared on the political scene, first ran for president for the Republican nomination back in 2015, declaring in June of 2015, while George W. Bush, simply put, as I said, his Republican Party is dead. Republican voters are very lukewarm on him, and Republican voters are still very hot to trot on Donald Trump. And you saw that in George W. Bush's home state of Texas on Tuesday night with John Cornyn, of course, a Bush-era Republican, going down to a historic defeat. The bottom line is that Donald Trump, it's his party across the political map, even in George W. Bush's backyard.
One thing you see in the numbers, one thing we heard from voters on the actual day, on election day, there was that they're going with Trump. Trump had accused Cornyn of not being loyal enough, and they were going with Trump when they were going to be supporting Paxton. How much, like, that begs a question of, like, how loyal do Republican voters want their electeds to be to President Trump?
Yeah, I think when you see this over 100-point shift towards Donald Trump, I mean, that's just crazy. But then you just ask the Republican voters, what do they want? What do they want from their members of Congress? GOP voters want congressional GOP to do more to work with Trump. 80%, 4 and 5, just 13% want him to do more to stand up to Trump. When 80% plus of the party is with you on any particular question, you know you own the party. This is, as I said, Donald Trump's Republican Party, and it's George W. Bush has simply put that Republican Party is dead. It's in the graveyard.
It's really another interesting look through the numbers at what Tuesday meant for politics today. Thanks, Harry. Really appreciate it.
Well, there you have it. People want Republicans who fight. People want Republicans who are not going to back down. No more Republicans acting as if we owe them. No more Republicans sit back saying, well, y'all need to listen to us. We know what's best for you. We know what's best for you. Okay, from what I heard, Stacey is not with us tonight. Stacey had a previous engagement. My bad. As well as y'all know, Stacey plays pool tournaments. So sometimes if his pool tournament come up, we missed out. So since Stacey can't make it, I'm looking for there it go. Since Stacey cannot make it tonight, let me see his video. All right. Since Stacey cannot make it tonight, I may call up Rapper 10,000. Uncle, yes, okay. Let me check. So y'all don't see, okay. I'm about to go live. People about to call in. Let me check on something real quick. So Stacey is not here tonight. Don't know if you remember. Okay. All right. Rapper 10,000. Rapper 10,000. Do you feel like coming up tonight? Rapper 10,000. Do you feel like coming up tonight? Write in the comment section. We will start at 23:05. Rapper 10,000. Do you feel like coming up tonight? Write in the comment sections yes or no so I can get your picture up. Okay, Shayne's in the Shayne's in there. No, it's the normal call in. It's the normal call in. Hold up. It's the normal call in. Okay, Rapper said give him a few minutes. So what we gonna do is we're gonna go and get started and let Rapper catch up, okay? So go on and get Shayne. Admit. All right, Shayne. All right, Shayne is in here. Got him on hold. Auntie. Oh, Uncle Roston called in. All right. Soon as he come in, put him on hold. Let me go and change out the picture for Stacey. There you go. We're going to have Rapper 10,000. While I'm waiting for Rapper to catch up, screenshot. And go. There we go. We got Rapper. Told y'all, when we do round table, we going to do round table. And I'm glad that I got guys. Okay. Uncle Rospus. There you go. Miss Yvette. All right. Take Shayne off. All right. Let's go on and get started, shall we? Let's go on and cut. I'm hearing talking in the background, making sure I don't have any talking in the background. If anyone's watching me, get if you can, please turn the stereos off. But before we go any further, I would like to thank Miss Christian Walker. Miss Christian Walker, thank you for your kindness and generosity and donation to the page through Cash App. Thank you, Miss Christian Walker, for your kindness and generosity and donation through Cash App.
I love you.
All right. Now, everybody, let's get to the phones and let's get to talking. All right. Uncle Rostas, would you please introduce yourself if you don't mind?
Hello, everyone. I'm a little slightly apprehensive because when I call in on Friday nights, I have a little bit more control over the topics, and sometimes I call in, sometimes I don't. Tonight I've got them handed to me, so we'll see where it goes.
Did you get the email?
While we're at it, I'm getting some echo, and the sound I'm getting through my phone is a little bit muffled. I don't know what control we have over that, if any.
Let me ask you a question. Did you get the email today I sent you? Make sure it came to you today. Did you get that email?
I got an email.
Okay.
I got an email that had 2 links in it that were not the ones you were previewing earlier tonight. It was one about Tallarico and another one about that AI ad about Thomas Massie.
Yeah, that's up under the one we're talking about, Thomas Massie losing and him blaming it on that, and find out what do y'all feel about that. Rapper 10,000.
Okay.
All right, Rapper 10,000. Are you with me, Rapper?
Yes, I'm right here, Jamal.
Rapper 10,000, thank you for stepping up, Rapper. Thank you for stepping up. Auntie.
You're welcome.
Are you there? Are you there, Auntie?
Yes, I am.
Hold on, everybody, before I get started, okay? Before we get started. Auntie Yvette? Auntie Yvette? Can you hear me? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Auntie Yvette. Happy birthday to you. Love you, Auntie, and happy belated birthday, because your birthday was yesterday, but I didn't do a show yesterday, so I wanted to make sure I sing happy birthday. So happy birthday.
Thank you.
And to Shayne from the land of Crimson Bama. Shayne, sir, Shayne a lot. How are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good, bro.
All right. So let's go on and get started, since we was talking about the ICE. And we'll start with you, Uncle Rostas. You seeing more and more ICE agents are being attacked. What's happening in New York, New Jersey, where people are surrounding ICE facilities, keeping people from going to work and attacking these agents. What should be done about it from your point of view? What we do, you get to talk 2 minutes uninterrupted. Nobody bothers you for 2 minutes, so that way you can say what you feel. If you need less than that, then we'll just do less. But looking at people attacking these ICE facilities, and this has been going on almost 2 years, what do you say about that?
Well, I was always brought up with the understanding that if you attacked a cop, of any kind of cop in any way, you could expect at a minimum to get beaten up to a bloody pulp on top of getting arrested. No judge or jury would ever feel sorry for you, and you brought it all on yourself. You might end up getting shot. And I am just astonished that we have a generation that feels entitled to interpret the concept of protesting to be to constitute a right to physically attack police officers. That's not what it is. They're lucky to just be tased, in my opinion. In the old days, they probably would have been shot or maybe get out the fire hoses. I don't think the cops should stand down. They never should have set that precedent back in 2020 when the blue city mayors were having their police forces stand down and just get pelted with frozen bottles and all those other weapons that that Antifa was innovating. So I think they should keep it up. I think prosecutors should be very aggressive. Hopefully the judges will also cooperate, and maybe maybe their thick skulls might start learning some lessons.
Let me ask you this. Do you think the judges and prosecutors who don't prosecute these people, do you think we need to start locking up and arresting prosecutors and judges who, with their lackadaisy enforcement, are encouraging it? Do you think it's time for these prosecutors and judges to start going to jail for lackadaisies enforcing the law?
I think they should suffer some consequences if what they're doing. I don't know if what they're doing constitutes a crime. If it is, then absolutely.
Okay. All right. We're going to start with you, Auntie. What do you say? Looking at these ICE agents, looking at them being attacked, pelted, and it's continuously happened in blue states. It's like when the ICE facilities are in blue states, they are basically on their own. What do you say, especially by looking at those attacks and what's happening and what happened in New York, New Jersey? What do you say to that?
Well, I know what I want to say, but do they really have a chance? They don't. No one supports them. I thought by now that our new guy, Mark Wayne Mullen, would be front and center getting this under control now. I haven't seen where he's been on the scene or has even said anything about it, really. So they're kind of between a rock and a hard place. If they shoot, they beat the crap out of somebody, they're going to be in trouble. If they don't, then they're going to be the ones that get beat up or shot.
So my question to you is this: as we see it continue, as we see this continuously going on, should President Trump go on and send in federal troops? And I said this today on another show. I said the president need to arrest some of these governors and prosecutors, because you cannot say we don't need National Guard, but you're not protecting the ICE agents. Now, we haven't heard anything from Minnesota lately. So obviously that means they are sending out their police to protect them. But now you have this in New Jersey. Do we need the Border Patrol, and do we need to have the National Guard to come inside, or no, the actual federal army to come in?
Yes, we absolutely do. Now, I did hear that Mullins was going to deploy some more of the Border Patrol to these places. I did hear that, to give them some more help. But I absolutely think they need to bring the feds in.
All right.
Because this is just crazy. I mean.
All right, Shayne, what do you say?
My thinking is tase them or do something to protect themselves.
Well,
they get covered right.
You had some judges that have actually said they could not use things like rubber bullets and tear gas and things like that And so that goes back to my comment. It seems like these judges and these prosecutors is saying that they shouldn't be enacting these defense tactics, want the federal government to lose. What do you say?
When the judges don't want to prosecute, then they need to be arrested and prosecuted for not doing their job.
Do you think it'll ever get to the point where it's going to stop and they're going to stop, or do you think it's just going to continue to get worse and worse and worse?
It looks like it's going to get worse until they get rid of good judges.
So you do feel it is these judges and stuff that's pushing it and continuously do it by letting these people out, because a lot of the people from the George Floyd riots were let out. The charges were dropped, and if you was at January 6th, you was locked up. So do you feel there is a problem with these judges and prosecutors, Shayne?
Oh, definitely. There is.
All right. Rapper 10,000. Rapper 10,000. When it comes to what we seeing these attacks on the ICE facilities, you seeing that they are literally waiting outside the gate. So when they open up the gate, they're cheering people. Now, those two guys that they cheered, they worked there. But they care more about illegal immigrants. They have killed people. They may have raped people. They just want them back on the streets and back in Latino neighborhoods where the predators at. Or like Decatur Thompson in Baltimore, Maryland. One go, rapes and murder, throws her over the bridge. So what about these liberals that does this? What do you say to this? You got 2 minutes.
I first would say that these liberals are pretty much naive and pretty much borderline racist by defending an actual rapist and criminal just because their skin color and the fact they're Hispanic Latinos, despite the fact more Hispanic Latinos work with ICE and want to deport these same criminals like we do, who are causing a lot of the crimes in these major cities. And I really think that we should start arresting these Democrat governors, like the New Jersey governor who was there at the ICE facility in the middle of this protest. And at some point, we do need to kind of use lethal force on these wannabe activists, because they're just getting more violent and more out of control. And the excuses these judges are making for them are borderline ridiculous and obstruction of justice.
So do you feel, so let me ask you a question. Do you feel it's time we should enact martial law?
Yes, I think it's beyond time. And I think before doing that, we have to issue a direct warning to both the governors and the judges so they're 100% familiar with the circumstances of this law, so they're not just saying that Trump can't do this as the president of the United States, even though this is a perfect metaphor for what happened in the 1960s in Mississippi with those civil rights workers were murdered.
Okay, well let me ask y'all all this. Now everybody gave their 2 minutes. Now this is what I'm doing new. Everybody that gave their 2 minutes. Where do you, for everybody, y'all can just speak now and just go and talk. Where do you think, if any way, it's wrong and the ICE agents and Border Patrol need to continue to hold instead of engage? Where do you guys stand on that? Anyone just speak.
Can you ask the question again?
Okay.
I think I missed something there.
Okay. with one, I'm saying martial law. Judges need to be arrested. These judges and prosecutors need to be arrested with governors. And ICE they need to engage these protesters and go and get them out of the way. Where do you feel that may be wrong? If you agree with it, yeah, we agree with it. What is your perspective on it? Like, or if you may disagree with someone on the roster, you may say, well, I disagree with Rap on this, or I disagree with Shayne, I disagree with it. This is the time when now it's the round table discussion.
I would not support declaring actual martial law it would have to be true extreme circumstances, and I don't think we're anything close to that. Back in the early 2000s, after the years following 9/11, I was convinced that Bush Cheney were about to declare martial law, and that we would never, that would have been the end of it. It never would have been lifted. And I don't think that's something Trump would do in perpetuity, but I don't want to find out. Maybe some other types of military, not even the actual army because of the posse comitatus laws, but I'd rather maybe the National Guard, like we've been seeing. The judges, like we said before, I don't know what they're doing by judges and prosecutors going wide on enforcement. I'm not sure that constitutes a crime, but it probably does, at least with prosecutors and governors, mayors, and executives. And it does constitute a violation of the oath of office if they're swearing to execute the laws of the state and the nation faithfully. If they're not doing that, then there's grounds to remove them. Just nobody seems to ever want to do it.
Okay, this is what the crime, I would say, a crime they committed. If a bartender, and I always go back to this because this is actual law, especially here in North Carolina. If a bartender sells you an alcoholic drink and you are intoxicated and you go out and you hit and kill someone, do they not charge you accessory before the fact? Do they not charge that bartender because that bartender is supposed to recognize that you are inebriated and not to give you a drink and not to continue to help further your being drunk to go out there and hurt somebody? Correct?
Okay.
So my thing with the judge is, if a judge sees that things are getting to the point where you got riots and people are fighting, and these people that are doing it have a history, not even from the city, out of town. If he takes and put them back on the street to go back to do it again, and people are continue to cause destruction, is that judge not should be considered just as accountable as that bartender? Because if we're going to have a law that says if I'm a bartender and I sell Jamie some liquor and Jamie's already drunk, but I just want to make some money, so I'm going to continue to shoot him full of shots and he stagger out there and kill somebody, and I know he's inebriated. I know he is. And they actually got laws like that on the books, the way you as a bartender can be charged. Why is it different from a judge and a prosecutor who release people that the police have said they are a danger to society and the community? That's my argument of that's why they should be charged on the process.
Okay, well, as a non-lawyer, I will just say that I can see, I understand the parallel you're drawing. I think somebody somewhere might be able to draw a good case and attempt that. I don't think its chances would be very good, just knowing how those things go. Doesn't mean I'm not saying you're wrong about it. I don't think it would be successful, and maybe that's why no one wants to try. The analogy you're drawing makes sense though. I will give you that.
All right. Does anybody else disagree? Want to speak up on the subject before we move on? Anybody else want to speak up for the subject?
I certainly think that these judges can't be charged with obstruction of justice because they're should be some laws on the federal level in the Supreme Court that implements that these lower court judges have to obey these rules and they can't just circumvent the law just to kind of fit their own personal political agenda by releasing a criminal that everybody knows is a danger to society, and by releasing them, they're endangering the entire population.
Okay, so you saying they are. Now, have this been tried before, like you had the judge that was arrested and convicted for sneaking out a detainee? I don't know if y'all remember seeing that in, I won't say Michigan, or was it, it was Michigan. That female judge who snuck the illegal immigrant out and they did with obstruction. And at that time, people said it hadn't been done. It's about getting it in front of a federal judge and getting it in front of a Supreme Court, because we all know the Democrats will not hold judges and prosecutors responsible. Why? Because the ones that's doing this activism are their people. That's the ones doing it. So
that was a flagrant violation. And I mean, if the judge somehow had that illegals case in front of her and it was part of the official proceeding, it would have her letting him go would have been a lot different. He wasn't one of her cases. She just snuck him out the door.
I thought it was one. I thought it was. She was one of his cases. I thought she was. I may be wrong, Uncle Rostas, but I thought he had went in front of her and she tried to stop.
Okay. I think you're right. ICE was coming after him. They were about to arrest him, but instead of acting in an official capacity, she just let him out the back door, is what I remember.
Yeah, well, even at that judge should have been arrested and disbarred right then and there, because she's still aiding and abetting a criminal right there.
She was.
I think that is a possibility for her if it hasn't happened already.
I think she got 15 months. If Shayne or Auntie Yvette, you want to talk about it, you can, because I'm looking it up about this so I can tell y'all exactly how much time that judge got.
Well, I think that we should hold governors responsible. And let's just pick one and make an example out of them. Like, for instance, today, Tim Walz had a guy who had been in prison since he was 18. I can't recall his crime. But he got out of jail, and he was set to be... No, he got out of jail. He was getting ready to be deported by ICE to Laos, Laos. And Walz granted him clemency today, so he no longer can be deployed.
5
and that's
years.
just flat out wrong.
Well, there's plenty of judges, plenty of governors we can make an example out of. Wes Moore of Maryland.
Pritzker, your buddy.
Yep. Minnesota's and California, the infamous examples out there that we should make a prime example out of, since they're the ones deliberately trying to block ICE on purpose.
Well, just to let y'all know, it was the state of Wisconsin, and it was the Milwaukee County Circuit Judge Hannah Dugan. A jury found her guilty December 2025, and she faces up to 5 years in federal prison. She resigned her judgeship in January 2026, and her exact sentence date is still pending mid-2026. So it say, I don't know why it's still pending, but yes, it's pending, and she was convicted. She faces up to 5 years in prison.
She probably has her own attorney who knows how to draw things out. That's probably why it's still pending.
Longer time in prison.
That's the one thing that is unfair about federal courts. When you are convicted, it takes them a year and a long time to go on and sentence you and put you behind bars like you should be. You should be put behind bars immediately instead of waiting. But before we move any further, I got to thank Mr. Shayne Jennings. Mr. Shayne Jennings, thank you for your kindness and generosity donation to the page through Venmo. Want to thank you for your kindness and generosity and donation through Venmo.
I love you.
All right. Here. Now, one of the things also we was talking about was Thomas Massie. We got to go to him and what he said about boomers being easily duped. I kind of think that for anyone that is severely offensive, because he sat here and said that they were easily duped, tricked, befuddled as be over an AI video. Now, for everyone who has not seen this AI video, I'm going to first show it after I show you what Mr. Massie said, because I'm not going to tell you Massie said something and then not show you. I don't do that. We don't do that here. I don't say take my word for it. This is what he said. No, you actually see it for yourself. So, without further ado, hold on for a second, everybody. Here go the video of Mr. Massie saying you boomers are basically stupid.
And joining me now, Nation Fund, some of the strongest opposition, quite frankly, that we have seen from members of Congress, Republicans, to President Trump to date. Do you think that the party is beginning?
And those folks are the ones that I won overwhelmingly. I heard somebody in the voting booth next to her.
Percent of the time, you split when you think it better serves your constituents. One of your constituents told a local reporter this, quote, "I just got to the point where I couldn't support him anymore. I saw Massie as almost what they would popularly call a rhino, Republican in name only." What do you say to that voter and others of your constituents who might agree with him?
Well, they spent at least 20 million, maybe 25 million against me. And what they did is they expanded the pool of voters. And there were a lot of misinformed, uninformed voters. In fact, my daughter, who lives outside of my congressional district, she heard somebody in the voting booth next to her trying to find my opponent's name on the ballot because he didn't even know I wasn't his congressman. That's how much they've bamboozled the people here in Kentucky. They used artificial intelligence to create a video, lifelike video, that showed me checking into a hotel room with AOC and Ilhan Omar and holding hands with them. It was actually very effective on the boomers. But here's the thing, Kristen. That's only going to work for a little bit longer. The boomers are going to, leave this country to the Gen X and the Gen Z and the Gen Y and the millennials. And those folks are the ones that I won overwhelmingly. That makes me really hopeful for this country. They don't get fooled by artificial intelligence, and they check the news. They get news sources like from podcasts and other sources. So they won this race by fooling my voters and expanding the base of people who vote to the uninformed voters. But look, I got 45% of the vote in spite of this tremendous headwind. That means 45% of the party still believe in the ideals that I believe in and have espoused in Washington, D.C.
Now, you heard what he said. Now, anyone on the panel older than 60 and will be considered a boomer. Is anyone on the panel considered a boomer?
Monty
is.
Huh?
I'm a few years shy.
Okay, so let me ask a question. Now, you heard him say it was a video that tricked everybody. Not because that people were tired of him fighting with President Trump. People was tired of every time you turn around, Massie was always trying to undermine President Trump. That wasn't it. It was because basically now I said it's like he called the people stupid. Am I wrong to say, rapper 10,000? Am I wrong to say he called them stupid? He's calling boomers stupid. Yes or no?
Yes. His mother seemed like he was calling the voters pretty stupid, and I was kind of lost about why he was referring to the boomers in AI videos, because this whole AI stuff is kind of brand new, so I don't know how the older generation even know much about it to kind of understand the difference, let alone the podcast stuff.
Shayne.
So I think he was just deflecting it.
What?
All right, Shayne.
Were these was that AI video played on like regular broadcast TV?
Yes, I think it was.
Yes, it was.
So I think his point was that boomers would have been fooled by that AI to think it was actual footage of Massie and Ilhan Omar and AOC going to the hotel together, like it was actually that they actually captured them on video. I think that's what he was saying. I imagine there's a few people out there that might have been fooled, but if that really got that massive voter turnout in his opponent's favor, then everybody running for office from now on needs to find out who produced that and hire them for the next campaign.
Now, just so people can see it, I'm about to play y'all the video so y'all can see the video he's talking about. And it literally, and here's the thing, people must put this is AI so you won't be sued. Because if they would have put it out like this was a news report, then they could have sued. Thomas Massie could have sued them. He can't sue them because literally in the video, in the bottom, throughout the whole video, it says, this is AI. I want everybody to have a look.
Thomas Massie caught in a
throuple. If you see, it says, this satirical ad was created with artificial intelligence. I want everybody to see right up under it in big letters. It says this satirical ad was created with artificial intelligence. Now let's see.
He's cheating with the squad on the America First movement. Massie voted with the squad against Trump's tax cuts. Massie voted with the squad against finishing Trump's wall. He voted with them against hiring new border agents. Well, this is worse than adultery. It's a complete and total betrayal of President Trump and Kentucky conservatives. On May 19th, fire Thomas Massie. MAGA Kentucky is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Now, after seeing that ad, we'll start with you, Uncle Rosses, because you're the guest in the house. Now, even though Rapper 10,000 taking Stacey's spot, Rapper ain't a guest no more. His first time, we had the show, we were trying to get it right. Second time, he done had a second time, so he ain't a guest. And now he's part of the program now. So, Uncle Rosses, you are the guest. Looking at that video, and clearly it's saying it's AI. Does that video look like it could fool people?
I think it could fool some people. I don't think it could fool enough to make it. Maybe they were doing dishes during the first 20 seconds when that disclaimer was displayed, and then maybe turned around and saw the end and missed it. But that's just you're talking about whittling down the amount of people who might be fooled to just a small handfuls. I've heard the losers sometimes grasp for anything. It's a cognitive. I don't know. It's just that voters were asleep at the wheel. Anything to admit that they messed up, that they messed up somewhere. I mean, I don't know. Do you know what was the turnout for that campaign? I mean, I know the spending was massive, but was the turnout? How did the turnout for that primary compare to like an ordinary year?
High for everybody.
Was it a big spike?
Yes.
He lost by 10 points.
Turnout.
Okay. Well, I mean that's the margin, but what's the actual voter turnout? Because not that many people tend to vote in primaries. Not that many people tend to vote in any non-presidential election, especially one that's on November.
Okay, Republican incumbent. Okay, we're reading for you. Republican incumbent Thomas Massie lost his re-election bid in the Kentucky's 4th congressional district primary to Trump endorsed Ed Garland. Garland won with 54.9 of the vote. Massie 45.1. It was the most expensive primary in history and drew a record-setting early voting and high turnout. So it says it was record-setting when it comes not only for spending, for turnout. And I'm looking at, I Googled it. It says turnout for Massie campaign. Yahoo says numeric claims about Massie previous primary vote. It says it shattered. WKYT, the people who looked into it, they said that was the Ozeland County record the highest turnout. So people, the highest turnout county. So people turned out in droves for this race.
Okay, so there was something that convinced people who normally don't vote in May, whether they have an opinion or not, they just tend not to make it to the polls, and they got out there this time. So maybe it's just Trump's influence. Maybe it's all the spin. It's probably not just the spending. I think it was Trump pushing it. But I think Massie's won many times over. His core base seems pretty satisfied to keep sending him up there. But I think enough people were sick of, for whatever reason, he always, to stick by his principles, turns around and hands the win over to the Democrats, even though they're in the minority.
Well, let me ask you a question. Hold on, Ross. This is Uncle Ross. Let me ask you a question on this. If you say your argument is one man is not bigger than the nation, if that's your argument, but the nation sent President Trump and you're standing in President Trump's way, didn't you yourself do what you complained about him about? You are standing in the way of what the nation want when they're sending him to Washington, and his support amongst the people who voted for him is in the 80s and the 90s. The people who voted for him 80s and 90s saying, do it, do it, do it. But then you're standing in the way saying, I don't believe you should be doing this. Now, if you look at if he's looking at President Trump saying you shouldn't be doing this, the people, but you're turning around doing it to stop him, doesn't that make him a hypocrite because he's literally doing what he's complaining about President Trump? Or am I wrong?
If you're doing exactly what you're accusing other people of doing, that's by definition a hypocrite. Pretty much in any case. I think what probably happened here was the people who, I think a lot more people got inspired to vote for Trump because, they were tired of normal politicians, and then they came out and voted for Trump a year and a half ago, and a lot of those same people decided, felt motivated to come out to the primary. People who would have sat out almost any other election.
All right. Auntie, what do you say? What do you say about it? Once again, it was high turnout. Do you think just maybe this video did encourage people to turn out more? Or do you feel people just tired of Thomas Massie and you got President Trump saying he got to go?
Well, if I had seen that video and did not see that it was AI, I would have never, believed it in the first place. That's just preposterous. And the thing is, the people were just sick of him and his blowhard ways, and they just wanted to get rid of him. And all this other stuff that he's coming up about boomers, which I happen to be a boomer, is just crap. That's just his ego. And let me tell you, his ego is so big. He took a hop, skip, and a jump, and he's already filed paperwork with the FEC to run for that spot again in 28. He's already filed his paperwork.
And okay.
I mean, his ego is just overinflated.
For being president, or
no, he has already filed paperwork to run for that spot that he lost.
Okay, now
the other night.
I want everybody Shayne, before you answer this, I want to show you what John Cornyn said why he lost. And this is John Cornyn from Texas. He just lost Tuesday. This is what he said.
Well, good evening, everybody. After a public service career lasting more than 4 decades and 18 consecutive campaign wins, tonight we've come up short in this primary runoff. You know, a few years ago, I had a friend of mine say, "You know what makes God laugh?" He said, "When we make plans." I've spent most of my time in the Senate building the Republican Party in Texas and in the U.S. Senate, and I've always supported the Republican ticket, and I intend to do so again in this general election. I've said throughout this race that I trust the voters of Texas, and they've made their decision, and I must.
Now, you clearly saw him say, the voters of Texas have spoken. The voters of Texas have spoken. You got to trust the voters. He didn't blame the boomers. He didn't blame anybody. He just said, the voters in Texas have spoken. Which one respected their voters and the voting base more, Thomas Massie or John Cornyn? Uncle Rostas, we'll start with you.
Well, as someone who's basking in the afterglow of Paxton's victory this week down here in Texas, this is slam dunk. Cornyn's concession statements were very gracious. It's just much nicer when they're able to concede that way. It just tempers down obviously the build up to the election is always so nasty. It's nice to see it resolved, to something genteel like that. So yeah, it's a 9-day contrast, no doubt about it.
Shayne, what do you say, Shayne? Looking at how Thomas Massie blamed the boomers, the Jews, the Jews, it was Israel and the Jews. Seeing that Thomas Massie blamed everybody, and John Cornyn saying, you know what, the people spoke, I disagree, but you know what, he didn't even say I disagree. He just said it hurts. He just said it. Who was the most gracious lost, and who do you think respect the voters more?
John Cornyn would respect the voters more than Massie would.
Okay.
Hopefully Massie won't be able to lose the next in 2028 when he tries to run again. Maybe he'll lose again.
From what I'm hearing, the Nick Fuentes crowd is trying to get him to run for president.
Yes, they are.
They're trying to get him to run for president. Rapper 10,000. You're the youngest one. Not to pick you. I'm not picking on you, Rapper. But Rapper, you're the youngest one. And Thomas Massie said that people your age support him and love him. So if Thomas Massie runs for president, are you voting for Mr. Massie, Rapper?
Not a chance. Not a chance she's going to throw a tantrum when he loses like that. All I can say is that Mr. Massie needs to kind of grow up and kind of get out of his own way and out of those diapers of him, because that was pretty pathetic of blaming the voters for his loss when people in Kentucky can clearly see right through him, and they knew exactly the reason why they voted for President Trump. And all that Massie is doing is getting in the way of what the voters really want.
All right, now, Uncle Rostas, for some reason, I forgot you was from Texas. Do you know, Uncle Rostas, I've been thinking you either in North Carolina, South Carolina. I forgot that you was from Texas. Uncle Rostas, please forgive me. And am I saying it right? Because I know, is it Rostas? Like you saying Rasta? A Jamaican Rasta?
No, it's Rastus.
Rastus. Okay.
Rastus was the mascot from the Cream of Wheat box. The chef.
Okay.
Until he got laid off with the reduction in force with Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima.
But all them black folk got to work.
Yeah, that chef was pretty nice.
Them liberals put them black folk, them black folk been on boxes for over 100 years, and these liberals come up talk about some get rid of, and people like, what? I like my Uncle Ben on the box. Nope. I like my ancient mama. Nope. I like cream of wheat. Nope. Get on the street. Beg. What? But let me ask you a question, Uncle Rastus. There's a commercial that they just released in Texas. And everybody, I want y'all to take a look at this commercial, because this is a Texas commercial. And I'm telling y'all, being stationed at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, I never had a chance. I've been to Shepherd Air Force Base on Wichita Falls, Texas, but I never had a chance to go eat a Texas steak or Texas barbecue, because they say if you get a Texas steak, if you're in Texas and you get one of their steaks, it's thicker, it's bigger in Texas, because that's where all the cattle is at. Now I want y'all to watch this commercial that Texas have put out about, and I'm gonna share it with this. I'm on everybody so everybody can be able to see it, so everybody be able to be seen. This is the Texas commercial, and tell me what you think when it says about this. You'll just take a look, y'all. Here you go.
This is Texas. This is not.
There are many more than 2 biological sexes. In fact, there are 6.
This is Texas. This is not.
The American flag is such a complicated symbol for most of us.
This is Texas. This is not.
They're going to call me a radical leftist.
This is Texas. This is not.
Something that you love that's not family or friends.
I love, and just say this because it's on my mind, the trans children.
This is Texas. This is not.
Our southern border should be like our front porch. There should be a giant welcome mat out front.
This is Texas. This is not.
It is now existential that we try to reduce our meat consumption. I am proud to say that our campaign has officially become a non-meat campaign.
This is Texas. This is not.
Okay. Now that you guys have seen that video, Uncle Rostas, you're from Texas. You're from Texas, Uncle Rostas. Do you think James Tallarico has a chance in Texas to win?
I think he's going to get slaughtered. I think he's going to get slaughtered like at one of those feedlots. I will say that we do have some blue pockets in the big cities here, and I'm talking Austin, Houston, Dallas. I'm up right by Fort Worth. Fort Worth is still slightly red and there's a big push. It may not be that way very much longer, but yeah, it's basically Austin, Houston, Dallas, but those are big metropolitan areas. Dallas gave us Jasmine Crockett. I've seen media coming out of Austin that, defending these statements by Tallarico. But overall, I mean, that stuff's just not going to fly. And none of that, even if those are just snippets taken, it's taken out of a bigger context, just all the premises there are just absolutely preposterous. Maybe wrong. I hope not. I'm not going to take any chances by skipping the election. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to get out to the polling places for sure. But yeah, it's actually what really scares me about him is not those statements, but I did go look at his platform, and it's the solid Democrat thing. He's pushing for. We don't have very much union activity here in Texas. There's some, but it'll be national, like Teamsters, national unions. The teachers here are not unionized, and I hope they never are. I've lived in Washington, where the teachers union controls all three branches of government, and that would just be a horrible catastrophe if it went that way here. He also looked at his proposal for immigration, quote unquote, reform. You read down the statements, and there it is, path to citizenship. You want them on the voting rolls. You want to turn, want to flip to a permanent majority. So, yeah, I think he's been his own worst enemy with his statements, but his platform is just as. He might be slightly right of the squad, but not much more than that.
Okay,
he's very left.
Let me ask you this real quick, Rastus. Is he worse than Beto? Is he worse than Beto? Is he worse than Beto O'Rourke?
Policy-wise, about the same, and okay. I think the way he conducts himself, maybe a little less embarrassing. But I'm not sure. He's just kind of a different package. Beto was going around on a skateboard and visiting the dentist, breaking out into B- Spanish at odd points. He got Tallarico still wearing his mask. I don't get with these beta males. Well, so many beta males still wear masks. It's just weird.
Did you
say? You see them around here, even here.
Did you say he broke his beta? But okay, well, let me ask you this then, because this and Shayne, I'm gonna ask you this. Being that there have been a lot of California Democrats moving to Texas, do you think he may be able to pull something out in Texas if people take the attitude that this America First, the Megyn Kellys, the Tucker Carlsons, the Nick Fuentes saying vote Democrat to teach Donald Trump a lesson because they don't like the actions going on in Iran? Do you think enough Republicans, young Gen X youth, young Republicans, will do that? What do you say?
Tucker, Megyn Kelly does it. They'll be stupid for voting Democrat, but I don't think it'll help Democrats out any by them voting for him. They'll just be making themselves look like fools.
Ooh, so you think if they try, he's going to end up looking like an idiot? Okay. Because they're talking about trying their best to trying their best to interfere. So my question is, do you think it with this new America First trying to talk people out of it, do you think it may be effective?
Oh, I don't think it'll hurt Donald Trump as much if they would do that, but it'll hurt the Democrats more, I believe.
All right. Let me ask you a question, Auntie. What do you say about it?
Oh, I don't think anybody takes him seriously. Oh my gosh, he's trying to rewrite the Bible, for heaven's sakes. And he's the climate change guy. And I think more is going to come out about him that we don't know yet. After listening to him today, listening to the video, all I could do was scratch my head. He's just a very sick human being, in my opinion.
Well, let me say this. Today you had he got on television and has a video out that they fact checked him, but this started with the Thomas Massie that Ken Paxton let some guy out who was a child rapist, and somebody fact checked and said it was not Ken Paxton, it was someone in his office, but that was a deal that they already signed on to. He couldn't have stopped it or did anything. And they were saying that he's releasing the Epstein, that Ken Paxton is taking up for the Epstein people. What do you say to that?
Well, I'm not familiar with the Epstein part of it, but as far as the other thing goes, even the parents were agreeable to that deal because they felt if he went to trial that he would be found not guilty. And they just wanted to get something. And something was better than nothing. And that's why they agreed to that deal.
Okay.
They say that he has some baggage of his own. I'm not sure what that is yet. I did hear that he has marital problems. His wife and he are in the midst of a divorce, and apparently he was stepping out on her with a woman, and then they got back together, and then he stepped back out with the same woman. And apparently his wife is a devout Christian, and she's just said, no more, no more. So I know that a lot of different groups and different ones have brought that up, his infidelity.
Who? Teriyoko or Ken Paxton?
Ken Paxton. Now, Tallarico says he has a girlfriend. He was interviewed and somebody said, you have a girlfriend? He said, yes, I've had a girlfriend for a really long time. The girl says, well, who is she and what does she do? And all this gal got was a blank response. He didn't have an answer for that.
Well, let me ask.
So I think his girlfriend's imaginary.
Okay, so let me ask this. I got to ask this, Shayne. Knowing like they were saying with the stuff Ken Paxton is supposed to, and I'm sorry, Ken Paxton, one eye go left, the other one go up. I'm sorry. Maybe he said he cross-eyed is all day long. Who is running around with him? He should be the safest Republican it is. But somebody said, well, do you think, all jokes aside, do you think Ken Paxton's baggage, because Tom Tillis, my suck Republican senator of North Carolina, do you think that Ken Paxton's baggage will slow him down and give Tallarico a chance?
No.
I'm not sure. you think that his baggage was slowing down soon? But I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be a problem. I'm with Uncle Rastus. Tallarico's going to get slaughtered.
Okay, well let me ask Uncle Rastus that. Let me ask him that. It's because he's from Texas.
The baggage?
Yes.
There was I was watching, I think it was CBS, some Texas, local Texas news coverage that's probably out of Houston. And when the reporter was at I think he just walked into a cafe, and there was actually a black man in early middle age, and he was voting for Paxton and explaining why. He said, I think he said it best, if he was applying to be my pastor, I would say no. If he was applying to be my marriage counselor, I would say no. But he's not applying for these things. He's running to be the senator for issues I care about, and the things you're bringing, those personal issues you're bringing up, really don't matter.
Okay.
And I think he spoke for a lot of us.
Well, here go another little. Okay. Oh, Rapper 10,000. Close it out. What do you say?
I say he's going to get destroyed in the election cycle, and the only type of people who would be voting for him would be the same type of California liberals who just vote based off of emotion than any type of facts or logic.
Okay.
And that was pretty funny.
Well, let me ask you this, and I'm gonna show this last video of Terry. And this is fun. It's another campaign video. It's showing Terry Tallarico eating a brisket. Now I'm jealous, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Uncle Rastus, I'm jealous because this man is eating not look like one of the barbecue laced brisket. And he don't even look right eating it. Look like he about to get sick. I want y'all all here take a look at this video of Mr. Tallarico eating a quote unquote brisket.
We have, I think, heard
Here
more and more issues of animal welfare. I think not just because it's the right thing to do and the moral thing to do, but also it's, as all of you know, necessary to fight climate change. It is now existential that we try to reduce our meat consumption and that we try to respect animals in all aspects of society. And so I am proud to say that our campaign has officially become a non-meat campaign. So we are only buying vegan products from our local vegan businesses. Some of you may know Big Nona's. They were little Nona's, and then they opened up brick and mortar, so another Big Nona's. But we just got our pizza from there today. And so the point is that I think all of us, not just policymakers, but everyone has to take personal responsibility in this effort.
So, y'all see him eating that nice brisket, mouth just full of barbecue sauce. I'm jealous.
A rib, looks like he's holding a rib. I've never seen anybody eat brisket that way.
He looked like he eating a chicken leg, a big giant turkey leg.
Turkey leg?
Yeah.
It looks more like a leg.
But that's a brisket. That is actually a brisket. That's like a piece of rib. I'm sorry, but when I eat brisket, I want my hand.
It's a brisket on a stick at the state fair, which I've never heard of. Although I've never heard the state fair.
No, looks like a turkey leg from the North Carolina State Fair.
Yes.
But I can testify to those. They're excellent.
Let me see. I'm gonna go and see what is this. James Tallarico. Tallarico eating. Let's see what they got. James Tallarico faces false claims of veganism in Texas. So now they mad at him because they said he lied and said he's a vegan. Okay, let's see.
He says his campaign staff eats vegan pizza.
So that just lets us know that he's pretty fake, like his food is.
No, they said this is a brisket. Take a look, y'all. They say this is a brisket. This is a brisket or something. That's what they got it going. Cause let me see, can I blow it up so everybody can see? Let me see so everybody can see.
Barbecue.
Yeah, I don't know no chicken leg like that.
I know that ain't no brisket. That's
It looks like some tree bark.
I
ain't never seen a chicken leg that big. I'm black. I know chicken.
No, that's a turkey leg or something. That's got a skin on it. Brisket's never that smooth.
So you say that's a turkey leg? Hold on. He say that's barbecue.
That's an interesting idea.
I've been eating barbecue since before Ken Paxton's first indictment. That don't look like barbecue. That don't not look like a turkey leg. That look like a turkey leg?
It looks more like a turkey leg than it looks like a brisket.
You know what?
I mean, it's got a lot of color on it, so I'm not sure. But that's got that smooth skin, the shape that, I mean, he's holding it. What's he holding it by? What kind of, is that a handle or a bone?
Yeah,
brisket ain't got no bones.
Okay, is James?
And plus, where's the additional sauce?
Is James Tallarico eating a turkey leg? A turkey.
You can put that on your next poll.
In the picture, we'll find out. We will find out. They don't say.
Here's just a tofu brisket.
It won't answer the question. AI mode. Let's say I'll go AI mode. See what AI says. James Lowe eating at the picture. Yes, Texas politician James Tallarico. You see Uncle Rosters? That's why I got you up here. The widely circulated photo shows him wearing a Texas flag button-down shirt and taking a large bite of a massive hickory smoked turkey leg at the State Fair of Texas. Thank you. That's why I got you on the show, y'all. That's why I got him on the show tonight. Aren't y'all glad? Because no, Jamal, that is not a brisket. That's a turkey leg.
How dare he lie about that?
But they call that barbecue? I've never called. We just call that like grilled chicken or grilled turkey leg. I've never called that barbecue.
If it's got that color in a smoker with the brisket, then I guess it does count. That's Texas barbecue. Traditionally, we don't really Traditionally, Texas barbecue isn't sauced either. These days, it is, or at least if you want to win a competition. But it's seasoned, rubbed, and smoked. And then you got your Wonder Bread and your beans, potato salad, whatever. But I mean, you got Kansas City, Carolina barbecue. You got the vinegar, right?
We gonna have some sauce on ours. We're gonna have some sauce on ours. You can bet that. Hold on for a second. I forgot. You got a Tennessee man in here who lives around Memphis, Tennessee, Shayne. Shayne may love Alabama and that Crimson Tide, But Shayne is from Tennessee, where they say the best barbecue. Of course, it ain't better than North Carolina, but one of the best barbecues it is Shayne. Is that smoked turkey leg in Tennessee considered barbecue?
That looks like a turkey leg here. That shouldn't have no brisket.
Okay, now we can all stop picking on me because maybe I need to put my glasses on, put my glasses back on because I sure thought that was a brisket. I thought that was a brisket. I need my glasses.
Like Uncle Lawson said, that's a different color than brisket. The brisket's more burnt looking than that.
Well, everyone, it is now 12:16 here in North Carolina. And for you guys, let's see, I think it's 11 sometime y'all time area. And I don't want to keep y'all up. Forgive me, everybody, for going over because I did go over. Real quick, everybody, so y'all can go on and leave out. Starting with Uncle Rostas because he was the guest. Please, Uncle Rostas, tell us who you are, where you mostly watch us from. If you can you do that? This minute is yours, Uncle Rostas. Here you go.
Okay, yeah. I am Uncle Rastus. I am from the DFW area. I watch mine and Jamal on Rumble. I try to watch everything on Rumble if I can. Enjoy the topics, particularly the ones pertaining to the Texas politics we had tonight. Jamal, I've got an article I'll email you a copy of about Talarico and some of his biblical statements.
Okay.
I'll see that in the meantime. I appreciate being a guest. I had a lot more fun than I thought I would. So, thanks a bunch. Maybe we'll do it again.
Well, Uncle Rostas, we surely will because I had fun. And like I said, and I'm never offended when you say, Jamal, no, I disagree with you on that one. And you come with facts, and I'm grateful for that. Thank you, Uncle Rostas. Thank you.
Sir, I'm grateful for you, sir.
All right. Shayne 360. Hold on. Shayne is producer, so he always take us out. Auntie, it's your birthday. Auntie, it's your birthday. What, do you have anything else to say, Auntie?
No, except I'm a year older and I'm blessed.
That's right. Thank you for everything you do. We sending you a card in the mail. Myself, my daughters were signing it and getting it in the mail. We just got to get down to the mailbox so we can be able to stick it in for you because people don't know. Every time this right here, she sent me this for my birthday. I want y'all to see this. I got a beautiful picture of my wife and myself and my family and other things. So I'm grateful. I am highly grateful. And I want to make sure we can return the love. So thank you, Auntie. Have a blessed and wonderful evening.
You too, sweetheart. I'll talk to you too soon.
Tuesday?
No, I said I will talk to you soon.
Oh, yeah, talk to you soon. And happy birthday again.
Thank you, darling.
All right, rapper 10,000, rapper 10,000, rapper 10,000. You know what to do.
Nice talking with all of you. Good night and God bless you.
Where state, city, state, where you from?
Chicago, Illinois.
And where do you mostly watch me from? Rumble or
YouTube and Rumble.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much, rapper. And you have a blessed and wonderful night.
You too.
All right. Last and especially not least is my producer. My producer, Shayne Terry. And now, for everybody who wants to see, well, what does Shayne look like? Shayne, he sent me a picture, and I know he likes Alabama, and I purposefully made sure that picture right here of is Shayne, and put an Alabama Crimson Tide on it. Shayne, take us out.
I will you watch on all 3 pages. And I'm from live in Lawrence, Tennessee.
All right. Well, Shayne, thank you for everything you do. Thank you for all that you do, and thank you for making sure y'all just don't know. During the week, Shayne is like, "Hey, you're having a show tonight. How you feel? Hey, man. Hopefully you're doing this." During the comment section, you get prayer requests. And speaking of prayer requests, Miss V Long had told me to pray for some family members who passed away. And so I got to make sure I pray for them tonight. The Morris family. Miss Shirley Meyer. It says he passed away in the family of Shirley Myers, who passed away Monday. Okay, so we got to pray for the family of Jake Morris and Shirley Myers. Mayers. I won't say Myers. But Shayne, thank you for everything you do. Thank you, Shayne.
Appreciate it, bro.
All right. God bless you.
God bless you too, bro.
All right, y'all. That was Shayne. That was that. And thank you for a successful and good roundup. That was the end of Thursday night roundup. Now, if you are here watching me, please go to Facebook. Please go to Facebook. And please go to Facebook and like, because Facebook need 2 more likes to get it over 20. So if you do not mind, and y'all see, please go to Facebook and put in 1 like if you can, so that way it'll get. And I want to Jake Morris and Shirley Myers. MERS. Alright, make sure everybody get, because Miss V Long said, please pray for them, and I will. Especially on the line. Well, thank you, DJ Flavor. DJ Flavor, you write the website, themindofjamal.com, because I do believe the person is coming up next. I want to say, is it David Hessler? I don't know. I've gotten Dr. Tammy, Uncle Rostas. I believe it may be David Hessler from YouTube, or Miss Deborah 783, or Walt Wag. I'm looking at a lot of people, because Rumble people, they showing up. Rumble folk like, hey, we want to do this. So, oh no, Miss Ellen DeWitt. That's who's supposed to be coming up. I was thinking about Miss Ellen DeWitt or Miss Tara Gomez from Facebook, because I've gotten Rumble. Rapper 10,000 is mostly YouTube. But when it comes to Facebook, Miss Michelle Bueller, Tara Gomez, or Miss Ellen DeWitt. Those are some people. Or Mr. Shan Jennings. Y'all, please, please, please write the website, themindofjamal.com. Up here, themindofjamal.com. And just simply say, Jamal, I don't mind doing it, or Jamal, I do mind doing it. I don't, because Miss Valerie Long said, Jamal, I love you, baby, but that's not for me. And I respected that. So, if people don't want to do it, all you have to do is say, Jamal, it's not for me. But if you do, please, all I ask for is a picture. So that way I can do this to your picture, so you can have your beautiful night picture. Now, only reason why I have this for Uncle Rastus is because I didn't get a picture from him. So I just say, okay, you know what? I'll make him the sea king. I'll make him the sea knight. The knight of the sea. And I put it in, and that's what I got. And I kind of think that was hot too. I'm like, dang, that looks kind of got a trident on a deck of a ship. Kind of think that was hot. So, let's get ready to go. All right. Heavenly Father, we come unto you to pray. First and foremost, Lord Jesus, I ask you for forgiveness of sin and iniquity because I know I came short. Lord Jesus, I know I came short, so I ask you for forgiveness of sin and iniquity. Lord Jesus, everyone under the sound of my voice, we ask you for forgiveness of sin and iniquity. I pray right now for those who need to be delivered from drug abuse, alcoholism, suicidal thoughts, and depression, and homelessness. For the husband that's watching me right now, I pray for the safety and security of his wife and children. For the wife that's watching me right now, I pray for the safety and security of her husband and children. And for the grandparents that are watching me right now, I pray for the safety and security of their grandchildren and children. I pray right now for my wife and children. Protect my wife as she travels up and down these dangerous highways and byways. Protect my children. Keep my children safe. Keep my children safe from danger seen and unseen. Protect them as they travel with their grandmama and when their mother pick them up and they travel to and fro. As for me, Lord Jesus, you have blessed me so many ways. You have kept me. When it looked like I won't go make it to the next day, you did. When it looked like I was angry at the job and I felt like stomping my foot and walking out, I kept calm. You told me to keep calm. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for keeping me in line. We pray right now for the safety and security of all law enforcement and their families. I pray for the safety and security of all our boys and girls in the military and their families. And I pray right now for the safety and security of all our first responders and their families. I pray for the safety, security, and healing for those that are in hospitals and the hospice and in nursing homes. And I pray for the peace of mind, the energy, and the focus for those who are staff and working at the hospital, the hospice, and the nursing home. I pray right now for all our farmers out there. Produce farmers, hog farmers, chicken farmers, our dairy farmers, and our cattle ranchers. We pray right now for the fishermen on the high seas. I pray right now for those who do deliveries, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Amazon, GoGo, UPS, our postal service, FedEx, DHL. And I pray for all those who do transportation, bus drivers, city and school. I pray for those who Uber and Lyft. I pray right now for the truck drivers that are on the highways and byways. I pray for our truck drivers. Keep them safe. Allow them to have a peace and get something to eat. And I pray right now for our train conductors and train engineers. Keep the rails safe for them. Now, if I missed anybody, Lord, I pray right now for Jake Morris' family and Shirley Miller's family, Myers' family. They passed, Lord, and their family is mourning. I ask you to touch their family, heal their family, because they're going to be hurting because these were their loved ones. Allow them to mourn, Lord Jesus, but begin to heal their hearts as their loved one lays sleep, waiting for the trumpet to blow. For it is the precious name of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. For he is God Almighty. Let everyone say amen. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Thank you all for coming out. Remember, if you like the show, I will be putting this on Mind of Jamal MOJ. This will be going, so if you would like to watch it again, this will be on Mind of Jamal MOJ. This will be on the Mind of Jamal MOJ page for tomorrow afternoon. Right here is the Mind of Jamal website, MOJ. If you would like to, hey Jamal, what's your other page? What's your backup page? Here you go. I'm at 126 subscribers with 169 videos. I would love for you guys to come and watch and be able to view it. See, look, videos like this got 1 view, 5 views, and 33 and 4. So this is where I will have, of course, link tree to me. This is where I am. The second page. Like, remember, this page, Mind of Jamal Live, right here, this page was because my original page got done. Who is this? Snuggle. What's this Russian? I've got nukes from different. What the heck is this? No. Oh, I hear user from China. I don't know who that was up there playing around. He tried to delete his message, but I got him. I got him right then and there. Of course, the main page is, of course, the Mind of Jamal. But this is right here to like me. All right, everyone. If you like the show, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. If you like the show, please contribute. Everyone, I will see you tomorrow for Friday Night Fights. It's going to be good because we're going to have to do a roundup and keep it going. God bless you all. God bless you all. Good night.